And then I'm going to paint this beautiful chalkboard. Chris actually did the inserts for it, but it's that poplar wood. So, it has that greenish hue. And I'm like, I don't think it'll take up a lot of wall space, and I don't think it's going to sell as is. So I think I'm going to go ahead and paint it, but I want to paint the details of it. So this is what Chris had to replace some of the wood, and then of course it really sticks out, and then you can see like the poplar wood where it is kind of green. So I'm like, I wonder if I can paint it to make it look old. I mean, it is old. Look at the back. It is old. Am I talented enough? I'm hoping so. So I got some taping off to do, I think. One of those things at an auction that people, one, they saw the brokenness, and then two, it doesn't have like, ooh, I'm gonna pop. So hopefully I can come up with a way to paint it and make it look nice. I'm going to use 80. I need something to be gripping. This is that. I didn't realize it was 150. That's just smoothing it in. We don't want that. With the 80 grit, it raised the grain up. You can feel texture now instead of complete smoothness. So I think what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to tape all the inserts off. I know, most people want it. On the background, I don't know. We'll see how that works. I'm always overestimating what I should be doing. Right? Oh, yep. We'll just work from here and see how it goes. I'm just using that other one as my guide. It's all good. So it'll take a, I mean, it won't and it will, it'll. Okay, I'll be back with you when my craziness of doing this is over. Was I crazy? It didn't actually take very long, and they're straight edges, so and then since I don't make everything perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I am going to seal this popular in a little bit with some. Do I just paint it? Like, because they wouldn't have sealed it in beforehand. Do I just paint it and see what it does? Well, I thought about using milk paint, but I think I'm going to use DIY's paint just because there's a lot of edges and it's hard, and milk paint will run, because it's a lot of water. My little edges here every time you touch them. Yeah, so what are we thinking? A black, maybe? Brown? Black, brown, green? Probably too much green. Oh, now I got to decide on a color. Should it be that hard, should it? Okay, for my background color, I'm going to go with Carnival Red. I'm thinking the old, like, your classic checkerboard, red and black. Does it have to be red and black? No, but that's what I'm going for. This is the easy one to get to paint, because you just get it on. So DIY is a clay-based paint, kind of like a chalk paint where you can water distress it. Distress is really easy. You don't usually see brush strokes because it just kind of just soaks in. I'm just going to let that dry on its own because if I hit it with the heat gun, I might pull up the tape. I don't think it really matters. I'm going to work on another project. So I'm just going to let this see so you can see where it's starting to dry. It does change colors. So before moving my tape, I'm going to go ahead and seal this red in using some weather defense. And then I think I'm just going to freehand the rest of it. We'll see how it goes. I think that's just going to be the easiest way. I mean, it's all has cutouts, so I think it'll be okay. Sounds good in my head. It's still drying, but I got a lot of little tape pieces to take off, so. Gotta love these picking tools. So for the black, I'm going to be doing DIY's little black dress, which is very heavily pigmented. I wasn't sure, like, which brush should I use? I think this littler one's gonna work. Get all those little squares. I mean, even though I'm gonna end up distressing it, I thought, well, if my paint is not completely dry and I go over to try to tape it, then I'm gonna pull off, like, oddly pull it off. So I thought, nah, I'll just do it this way. Oh, well, I got that far. So now I'm going to go in and do this part. Remember, these were like cut into the wood or like placed into the wood. So it does give me a guide that makes it a little bit easier to paint. And because I'm going to make it perfectly imperfect, I don't have to be perfect painting it. And then the paint will cover up these repairs that Chris did. So I sprayed the whole thing again so I could seal in the black paint with the weather defense. So now it's dry. So now we're going to go ahead and sand it. It's got a nice classic board look. So that just takes it down, evens everything out, makes it look like it is a board that has been played with. Of course, sanding it kind of takes the top coat off. I'm just dusting it a little bit more before adding some wax onto it. Jolie's black wax. Gonna scare the heck out of you now. But I'm working with black anyway, so I feel like that's just the appropriate choice. See how that just gives it the right amount of age. And you don't want to overwork it when you use the DIY paint with the wax, because it'll just start taking more of it off, which is okay with me. I thought it would tone down a little bit more, but I sealed it in with clear coat, so it's all good. You just take what you're given. So as pretty as this is, I've had it, see, I put a hanger on it already. I had it in my booth, not any interest. And I think it's like 20 bucks, you know. So unfortunately, when you paint it, it's going to be more money, because you just now put time and effort into it. I wiped it back down. So I'm going to sand it a little bit, get some of that shiny off. I get the sanding dust out of the little grooves. Wipe it back down. I'm going to put some beeswax and not shellac this one. It's so hard sometimes you don't think you feel it. I don't know. There's just something about old farmhousey white salvage pieces. So to salvage to get them to sell. That's what I'm going to use is flour sack. That it crackles and chips and crazes, and you just never know. It's a little unpredictable, but it all depends on that piece that you're doing. Give it a stir from sitting. So we got a lot of chippy goodness going on here today, so I'm just going to run the sander over and see what happens. I thought I was putting wax all over the heck on this thing, but hey, take what you can get. Whatever it does is what it does. To really look like a salvage piece, I didn't paint the bottom. You don't have to, because if it would have been something on top of something, I'm assuming maybe a dresser. I don't know. I don't know this backstory. Now we'll see how it goes. have these two. Well, it's going to be white anyway. Yeah, just the browns, not cutting it. So I'm going to mix up some more of the flour sack, and we're going to go ahead and get these painted, because as beautiful as they are, it's sad that they're just sitting in. Okay. I'm getting those little grooves first. Yes, I made the paint thick. Didn't seal this in with anything, so whatever chips off, hopefully chips off. Have to custom. It's just they don't. This is not how they make stuff anymore. My paint was a little too thick there. Sometimes you have to add a little bit more water as it's sitting, especially when you want to work with it when it's thick. Tell if you have some old frames without glass and you don't want to do decoupage or put any artwork in it, or just paint them chippy white. Every time I do that, they're gone. I always feel bad because I'm like, is this that exciting of a video? I don't know. But I do know white chippy salvage is a good thing, and that it does sell. So I don't know about you, but I think they're more noticeable now in white anyway. So now we're just going to sand them. Now they're nice and clean looking. Just some clear wax to seal them in. I don't think they need any, just the way that they distressed, and my rag probably has a little bit of the aging wax on it. I think it's fine. Have to have a hanger because they got holes. You can put the screw there or wherever, you know.